Hey folks, Mrs. Landon here. I hope you're having a good first day of your second semester. Do know that the Skyward grades for first semester are updated and pretty much everything that should be in the grade book is. So you can kind of take a look and see where your grades did end up lying in finishing for the quarter and the semester. Now, again, if we are back in person next week on the win time, you'd have the opportunity to come in and try to get up to 2 summative points extra credit. Again, you're going to have to be spot on with answering some actual free responses from the AP board. I'm going to use their grading curves and I'm going to be pretty direct and strict with those. So whatever they would knock points off for, I'm going to also. So if you know your stuff for chapters 5, 6, and 7, and you want to try to improve your grade, you might be in a good position for it. If you do not feel comfortable with chapters 5, 6, and 7, you probably will not do that well on those because you have to actually pass them with a 3 or a 4 to get any type of extra credit. So just read my post from before, but that option would be available to us. Now, we are starting with second semester. Everyone is starting on pace as of on Tuesday. So every single person is right here. We did not typically see that pattern for first semester. There were a few of you that were very, very stable with being on pace and kind of managing the system, which has been great. Again, you don't have to necessarily be on pace either to be successful in this class. But if you're the type of person that getting behind kind of makes you a little nervous and anxious and you don't like that, then great, we're starting fresh. So that's awesome that we all get to start fresh with chapter 8. So I encourage you, if you need to be that type of person on pace, to try to stay on pace. Let's talk about the 2 deadlines in for chapter 8. If we take a look at it, there is going to be a mid-chapter assignment for our mid-free response here on this next Tuesday. Therefore, we are going to have a deadline. Our first mid-chapter deadline is going to be next Thursday on the 3rd at 3 p.m. So all of the work up until 8.1, up until this mid-chapter free response has a deadline. The next deadline then for chapter 8 does bring us into the first part of March. The second half of the chapter, there are sections 2 and section 3, and then a review. The test is a 2-part test. So you're going to have a multiple choice one day and a free response. The deadline for that one is going to be Friday, the 11th by 3 p.m. So kind of put those in your notebooks if you're keeping track of upcoming deadlines. Now you're going to see here all these last 5 folders are yellow. We are on to topic number 4, which is inferences and conclusions. You're going to be learning how to make confidence intervals and how to write tests. All chapters 8 through 12 are very, very similar. There's just some differences based on what kind of tests that you do. You might have some questions on 8. You might have some questions on 9. 8 and 9 are going to give you the foundations of chapter 8 is all about how to write a confidence interval. Chapter 9 is all about completing a test. And then 10, 11, and 12 are going to bring 8 and 9 together and ask you to make confidence intervals and tests for various unique situations that you need to figure out that what you're in. So it starts out a little bit rocky at times for people just because of the concept, getting it down. But that's why I say start on pace now, and I think you're going to be able to manage it quite nicely. So if you can get a nice grasp and understanding of 8 and 9, then I think 10, 11, and 12 are going to be just fine for you. This fourth part of our learning does have a lot of writing involved with it. So it's very specific. Look at my examples in your notes. What I give you in the examples in terms of checking conditions and showing work and putting conclusions, if you're missing any of that, you're absolutely going to lose points from the AP board. So they're very specific on what they want, but yet it's easy because all you have to do is give them the same thing every single time and you will be okay. So let me know if you have questions. These last 5 chapters are going to go fast. Our test is actually slotted for May 5th. We are one of the first tests this year. So once we get closer to that, we'll talk more about how that's going to work. But let me know. Please send me emails if you have any questions this week. If you do sign up for any win sessions, here's my Zoom link. If you sign up for any of the wins on, that would be Wednesday or Friday of this week. Have a good week and email me with anything that you have. Again, my email is landonn at 277apps. Here's to a good start to second semester.